Hey everyone, it's Dr. Shalini Gupta at the Dermatology Laser and Vein Center, and today I thought we would just talk about wrinkles, because wrinkles are a major problem that we deal with in our aging process, and a major complaint that of course our patients present to us with. So what causes wrinkles to form? What can we do to try to prevent some of that from happening? And what are some procedures and other things you can be doing at home to help with wrinkles? So part of the aging process is that our skin and our body just begins to naturally deteriorate. So we are going to lose collagen fibers and elastic fibers as a natural process of aging. But there are certain things that can, of course, accelerate that loss of collagen and elastic fibers and hyaluronic acid that is found in the skin. And those factors include sun exposure. That's a big factor. And you will usually notice that patients who are lighter skinned tend to wrinkle a little bit earlier because there isn't the natural protection of the pigment in the skin deflecting those UVA and UVB rays. Both UVB and UVA rays can be very damaging to the skin. Most of the UVC rays that come from the sun are deflected by the ozone layers. But the UVB energy tends to penetrate through the upper layers of the skin called the epidermis and can lead to skin cancers and sunburns and other problems. And the UVA light is a longer wavelength light, and it can actually penetrate deeper into the dermis and cause the loss of collagen and elastic fibers and aging, and also cause skin cancers and other problems. So one is sun exposure, two is pollutants and other irritants that are found in the environment and that we ingest. And that also would include things that we put on our skin, because our skin also will absorb about 60 to 70% of whatever it is that we put on the skin. So if there are chemicals, those are going to get through into the skin, as are, of course, if you smoke, that is going to cause irritation and damage to your body, as well as inflammation. And stress is also a big factor in causing inflammation, and as are just environmental pollutants that we're exposed to on a daily basis. So to combat that, it's a good idea to be nutritionally fit in terms of taking good antioxidants in your diet, such as vitamin C, vitamin E, selenium. These are all extremely useful tools. And you can get selenium from items like garlic. Garlic has a rich source of selenium. You can get vitamin E from nuts, for example, and then vitamin C from citrus fruits, as just some sources of those nutrients that I think are important to ingest. For the UVA and the UVB protection, it's imperative that everybody wears sunscreen as much as possible. Of course, you want to get some sun exposure to help your body create vitamin D. Most of us tend to be somewhat deficient in that category, so it may be important to take a supplement of vitamin D to help counter that. But you definitely want to avoid getting sunburns, and definitely don't go to a tanning salon, because there you're getting exposure to UVA light that is going to help tan your skin, but then also is going to help damage your skin over the long term. And then the other factor with aging is just the loss of our hormones. And as we age, there is a decline in growth hormone, there is a decline in estrogen, especially in women. And that also can affect the collagen content in our skin and contribute to aging. So some things you can be doing at home, as I mentioned, is just eating healthy, taking good care of your skin. Also make sure you get good rest and sleep, because that helps to replenish our hormones. And there are a lot of hormones that are secreted during sleep. So that period of rest is really important to allow the skin to just kind of refresh itself and to replenish itself. Along with reducing stress in your life, maybe try yoga or meditation or other types of therapies that help you. Exercise is very important, and then try to eat whole foods and foods that are rich in nutrients as much as you can, and then avoid sun exposure. And I do also recommend using certain products on your skin that help to regenerate collagen. And those products, I think, that are really helpful are like, for example, the retinoids. So if you use a retinol or retin-A, it helps to build collagen, and that has been proven in the literature. It also helps to reduce inflammation, and of course, if you're acne prone, it will help with that too. I recommend that you start out slow with these products, because sometimes if you overuse it too quickly, it'll cause irritation and then extreme peeling and redness in the skin. So I recommend that you start out maybe using it once every 2 or 3 days when you first start, and just a tiny little amount kind of sprinkled throughout different parts of your face. Don't use it around the eye area because it's really delicate and the skin is thinner, but it will just kind of spread throughout the skin even if you're not covering every little centimeter of your skin. So don't go too crazy with it, but once you get accustomed to that for a few weeks and you're not having irritation, then increase it to once every other day, and then gradually try to see if you can use it every day just to make it easier in your daily routine. I also recommend that you use antioxidants on your skin. It's important to ingest them. So again, it's important to make sure you're taking vitamin C and vitamin E, but we can also put antioxidants on the skin. And as I mentioned, a lot of the products we put on our skin do get absorbed, and they help to deflect and act as quenchers of free radicals that form from pollutants and other inflammatory processes happening in our skin that break down the collagen fibers and the collagen strands. And then of course there are also growth factor serums that are extremely important to use on your skin, along with the retinoids and the antioxidants. So just to show you, we have a lot of skincare products in our office. These are all medical grade skincare products. You can of course buy skincare at over-the-counter stores as well, but you are not likely to get the concentration of product. And then also the studies behind all of these products showing that their penetration and then showing their actual effects on the skin over time, both histologically in terms of skin biopsy studies and also clinically with unbiased reviews of before and after patient reviews. So I think it's really important to make a little bit of an investment, and you don't need to use a lot of products, but a few of these key ingredients I think are really helpful in helping to stop some of those changes from occurring in your skin that cause aging. So let me show you a few slides here that will help with this. This is a beautiful, lovely face, and then as we age, we start to get fine lines, and then we begin to get deeper lines and wrinkles. This happens, of course, in men and women, where we start to build wrinkles over time. We tend to see it more in women, perhaps because men do have more of the facial hair and sebaceous glands in their skin present, and those hairs have a real thickness and strength to them, which also helps to, believe it or not, actually strengthen the skin. So men tend to get fewer wrinkles in general than women on their face. It's also important to, on that point, regularly exfoliate the skin. So using a product with alpha hydroxy acids and glycolic acids, whether you're doing that at home or in the office with periodic mild peels, is also helpful in continuing to slough off the dead skin layers and forcing your skin to regenerate and make new collagen fibers. And here's a picture of the skin showing under a microscope what your fibers would look like under the skin. These are collagen strands and elastic fibers, and then there's also hyaluronic acid. Now, hyaluronic acid is really important as well. These are molecules that help with hydration of the skin. So again, using moisturizers that will give you good hydration is important, and there are hyaluronic acid serums that we recommend for patients who tend to have a drier skin and less oil production in general. And then you can also have, of course, hyaluronic acid injected into the skin with our hyaluronic acid fillers, and they help to not only add volume back and lift areas of the skin, but also add hydration. So these are all the things that begin to diminish as we age, as our skin goes from 23 years to 50 years, and then for women with the loss of estrogen after menopause, it can be even more severe. So here's another just example of how our collagen strands begin to weaken and how it starts to cause dimpling in the skin and the formation of these wrinkles. And you can see that our collagen content decreases with age. These are healthy collagen fibers when we're young. They're nicely organized and perfect, almost like wound up noodles. And as we get older, it all starts breaking apart. We get more tangling, and the fibers are just not as organized. So besides the loss of collagen, we also have a disorganization in the pattern of collagen in the skin, elastic fibers, and hyaluronic acid. This is just showing what I was talking about earlier in terms of the different UV rays that penetrate through the skin and how deep they go. So again, the UVA is going to go deeper, and it's important to use a sunscreen that's broad spectrum that helps to block both UVA and UVB light. So we've had a lot of patients recently also asking us if they can just ingest the collagen, and there are a lot of collagen supplements out there on the market now, and some of our patients have been taking them. It's pretty controversial at this point. I mean, probably the collagen that you're eating is broken down in your digestive system into amino acids, which are then absorbed, and I think those can have a benefit as far as building blocks that are going to help build new collagen fibers in your skin and other body tissues where you also have collagen, where it starts to break down, such as your bones, your hair, your nails, and other tissues. But it's unlikely that the collagen makes it whole into the target organ that it's going to. And then there are some concerns about that collagen possibly being contaminated with heavy metals or other dangerous microorganisms that are found in some of these animal-derived products, which could be like Roundup hooves or Roundup horns, or products that are derived from cows and other animals. There are some vegan sources of amino acids, of course. You can eat foods that are rich in protein, such as pea protein and so on, and you can also eat products that are rich, again, in vitamin C, aloe vera, selenium, zinc, and silica. I think those are other ingredients to look for, or supplements you can put into your diet that can help with skin health, as well as, of course, your B vitamins and biotin and all of those good things that we need, because it's all the synthesis that happens inside our bodies, and our cells need these building blocks and these factors to help build healthy proteins that will support our functions throughout our body, not just our skin. So there are, of course, procedures we offer here at the office that help with wrinkles, and there are so many procedures that can be helpful. Anything from the microdermabrasion to chemical peels as early treatments for some of our patients, and then using, of course, good skincare products with that, progressing on to our lasers and microneedling and fractional radiofrequency and the radiofrequency-based procedures as well that help stimulate collagen in the skin, ultrasound-based procedures like Ultherapy. So we have a really big range of procedures, with, of course, the very best just being laser skin resurfacing, where we just remove all the sun-damaged skin in patients who have more advanced aging, and then that rebuilds itself really nicely. And then we encourage you to do everything you can to maintain your healthy skin once we're able to rebuild that for you. So you can check out some of these procedures and some other videos that I have done with virtual consultations on all of these different technologies to learn more about that. So that is the story behind wrinkles, why we get them, how they form, and what we can do to try to help ourselves prevent them from forming, and how we can help to cure ourselves from these wrinkles. The other thing I wanted to mention is that wrinkles can, of course, be worsened. Part of the problem is the loss of collagen and elastic fibers, but certain movements can also make those wrinkles stick more. And that's where tools like the neurotoxins come in really handy to help get rid of wrinkles, for example, between the brows or in the forehead, around the crow's feet, and other areas where we're making exaggerated movements. And those movements may not be an issue early on, but as the collagen begins to weaken, then those movements cause those wrinkles to stick more, and then they're present even at rest, not just with movement. So using a combination of neurotoxins with some skin rejuvenation procedures along with good products at home can really make a big difference in how we age. And then of course the fillers, like I mentioned before, help to hydrate the skin but also fill in wrinkles, along with the energy-based procedures and other procedures we offer here to combat the wrinkling. So I hope that was educational and informative, and I wish us all a wrinkle-free life moving forward.